All right, let's go feed some cows. Good morning, ladies. So as you can see, as I'm driving by, there's a little bit of feed left, but it's going to take me 45 minutes to load this load. So that's actually pretty good because these girls are coming back from being milked, and so they have something to snack on while they wait for me to load the truck. So pen 1, we're going them first. 17,000 pounds. Yeah, they had a little left, but we're going to leave it there. We're not going to adjust it. So we're going to start a load. It's going to tell me I need 2,800 pounds of alfalfa. Then it'll tell me the next. As that goes down, let's go load. So we're getting the alfalfa ready. Got to cut all the strings because we don't want those going into the mixer for obvious reasons. And this is when I miss my big loader the most, is for the alfalfa, because you could put a whole bale in the scoop of my big loader. With the little John Deere that I'm having used, you can only do about 2/3. So you just have a lot more mess, and that's not fun for anybody. And it wastes more feed because of it, and feed is expensive. But you use what you have available. You can see this is what I'm talking about. My big loader, the bucket is big enough that the whole bale fits in there without it spilling over the edges like that. And I apologize for the windows. With all the commodities we use, it doesn't take long for the windows to just get covered. I wash them every day. I didn't do it yet today. I do it in the afternoon, but anyway. So this is alfalfa, high in protein. It's a good forage, roughage source for the cows. Helps with their digestive system. Next up we have ground corn. So ground corn is exactly what it sounds like. It is the corn being ground up, and we grind it up because it makes it easier for the cows to digest. They don't have to go chew it up more and ruminate more on it, you know. So corn is a very good energy source for cattle, and dairy cattle, as many of you know, produce milk, which takes a lot of energy. So by giving them ground corn, it's a win-win. It takes less time for them to get that energy because it's already ground up, and because they have extra energy, they can produce more milk. Next up we have wheat mill run. It is a byproduct of making flour for bakeries. It is high, yes, I am reading this. It is high in fiber and protein, which is obviously good for cattle. And it's a win-win because it's a byproduct, which means instead of this going to a landfill or something like that, we're feeding cattle it, which produce high quality beef and dairy products for you to enjoy. Have I told you I miss my big loader yet? It takes about an extra 15 minutes to load each load with this little tractor. And one of those reasons is the bucket's not big enough to bring enough. Oh, the next one is our PVM, which stands for protein, vitamin, mineral. It is a mix designed by our nutritionist because our girls have a nutritionist on staff who does their TMR, total mix ration, and he comes in and tests all our feedstuffs to make sure they have everything, and then comes up with this mix to make sure they get anything that might be lacking in the rest of their feed, because, well, dairy cattle are kind of like race cars. They need their fuel optimized to run at their best. And now we have canola meal. Canola meal is not only a great source of bypass protein, it has a very good amino acid profile that is great for dairy cattle, helps them produce high quality milk with lots of components like butter, fat, and protein, which, if you're milking Jerseys who have high butter, fat, and protein, you really need to keep an eye on that, because you don't want to have the cows depleting themselves to put that into the milk. And that's why a canola meal is such a good choice. The last commodity we have is cottonseed. Cottonseed is basically a superfood when it comes to cattle. It has fat, protein, and fiber. And its unique mixture of all three allows you to feed less of the other ingredients, making it really desirable. And it's because of that, and it's such a good feed, it's pretty expensive because everybody wants to use it. So luckily they're planting more cotton this year, so hopefully prices come down on it. Oh, and then we have corn silage that we put in. Corn silage is the whole corn plant, stalk, ear, leaves, all of it, chopped finely and ensiled, basically like sauerkraut, in big bunkers or silos or bags. And it is one of the major bases in a lot of dairy diets. We also do grass silage, but corn silage, you know, has good fiber. One other thing I can't remember right now, but it's a good source of nutrition for dairy cattle also. And when you're feeding the whole corn plant, it is considered a forage. The more you know. So the last thing we do before we go feed cows is we've got to add water. So we add water because it makes the whole mix more palatable. It helps get all these commodities to stick together and not filter out, so that we actually have cows that are getting the correct TMR and aren't able to sort through and eat just what they want. Once again, TMR stands for total mix ration. All right, here we go. Heading to feed the first pen. Yeah, that's cow manure over there. It's spring. What do you want me to tell you? We store it during the winter. Hi, ladies. Like I said, nice and cleaned up. Excellent. And that's how we do it.